Hey everybody, welcome to another K9 Cop Shop Talks. And I had to run some errands today, so I figured I'd stop. And I had a topic that I want to talk to you all about. It's something that I've been thinking about quite a bit lately. And I just finished a seminar that I was doing, and we kind of talked about this a little bit. So it kind of reignited that desire to want to talk to you guys and gals about this particular topic. And the topic is law of attraction. So what does that mean to us? And is there any scientific proof that it actually exists? Specifically for, this relates to really anybody, but I wanted to share it with all the handlers out there because I think it's a topic that is not talked about very often. So the law of attraction basically talks about, and there's different levels of this, by the way. There's some people that really get into like a spiritual side of it, but I prefer to stick to a scientific side. So the law of attraction is all about this. It's all about your attitude. It's all about what you believe to be true, and that is what you'll attract into your life. So is there any validity to this? And I believe that there is, and here's why. Think about human nature. We are social creatures, and we like to be around people that are like-minded, right? So if we're into football, we like to be around people who like football. Why? Because it's something common. It's something that we can bond with the other individual over. Why do you think you attract people that like dogs? Because, well, you're a dog lover. You believe that dogs are really cool and you like to be around dogs, and therefore you're going to attract other people because who like dogs, by the way. Because if not, then you're going to want to go out walking your dog with somebody who's like, yeah, I don't really want that. So does that make sense? I hope it does. So let's boil it down beyond dogs and football and TV programs and crocheting or whatever it is that you like doing for your pastime. What if we take a general topic like being depressed and being negative? Are you going to attract somebody who is positive? Are positive people going to want to be around you when 80% of your life you're thinking about all the things that have gone wrong in your life? And the answer is no. So then that means you're going to attract other people that are in the same mindset. People who want to complain and moan about their problems. Those are the people that are going to want to be around you, and you're going to want to be around them because it's a subconscious desire to be around like-minded people, to form a group with similarities. And so if the majority of your life is filled with complaining and moaning, you're going to attract people that have the exact same desire in their life to complain and moan about all their problems. And so we end up pushing away people that are positive. Well, why is that such a big deal? Well, scientifically, that's a big deal because of brain plasticity, in my opinion. Brain plasticity, the idea is that your brain is a muscle. And just the way your bicep creates electrical impulses in order to work the muscle, and the more you work the muscle, the bigger it gets, creating more electrical impulses or the different chemical responses to make that muscle work. If you don't use it, then it doesn't need to grow. It doesn't need to get better because there's no need. So the muscle shrinks over time and it doesn't become as strong. We need to work it in order to make it and keep it strong. Well, it's the same way with your brain. And when you're negative, you're not being creative. So if you're focused so much on the problems at hand and you don't see a way out, there's nothing to be positive about. So we begin to settle and we begin to get depressed because we think that there's no way out. And then what happens is we're not using the creative portion of our brain, which is all conscious mind. You can't be creative with the subconscious mind, which if you've heard my other videos, we live in the subconscious realm 96 to 98% of our existence, which means we use the conscious mind very little. But that's where creativity lies. So if you're stuck in a problem and you focus on the problem and you become depressed, you're not using creativity. Well, then the people that you attract that are around you, like-minded people, they're focused on their problems and they're not being creative to solve the problem, because it takes creativity to solve your problem. So then you get a group of people together that are all depressed and focused on all the wrong that's done in their life, and nobody's solving anybody else's problems. And we're pushing away the people that have the ability to provide opportunity for us. And so we get stuck. Then we get more depressed because our problem's not getting solved. No one's helping us. So then we say, well, the world sucks and nobody's helping me. Well, that's because of your attitude. Your attitude is pushing the people that can help you and provide opportunity and potentially solve a problem. You're pushing them away because naturally they want to be around like-minded people. And so here you are saying, well, they're just arrogant jerks. No, they're just like you. They're just trying to find a group of people that have similar mindsets, because that's in our nature. And so they're going to attract other positive people. So then you have this group of positive people that are problem solving because they're accessing the power of their creative mind, and they're solving problems and they're succeeding, which only creates more bitterness in those of us that don't want to solve problems. They want to sit there and focus on the problem and be depressed and sad about it, or angry and irate about it. So when we see this, and I've seen this time and time again, by the way, in the handler world, you get handlers that run into problems. Maybe there's not enough support in your department, or maybe there was jealousy that you got the handler position and another deputy or police officer did not, and so they're creating problems. And then we focus on that individual and, oh, I'm going to pay them back. And we get so focused on the problem that we're not focused on our training the way we should be. We're not focused on our dog the way we should be, because we're allowing extra things into our work that's causing problems. Not to mention, being a canine handler, being a police officer in general is hard enough. Add a dog to the mix and a family. It's going to create sometimes problems within the family dynamic, which is adding stress, and therefore we focus sometimes on that stress and not enough on our dog. So I encourage you that if you're struggling with balance in your life as a handler, then you need to get some help. You need to get some outside help in order to figure out how to think and feel differently about this problem that you're connected with. So I want to encourage you to think outside the box. Don't focus on your problem. Look at the bigger picture. Stay positive. You got to force yourself to do that, because there's coming a time where you're not going to want to be positive. You have to make yourself do it. And if you don't know how to do it during those times, you need to reach out to somebody who can help you. So I hope that's a little bit of encouragement for you. But there is a science to the law of attraction. So the more negative you are, you're going to attract other negative handlers, other people. They're not going to be able to help you go further and to expand your knowledge. So I encourage you to stop, look in the mirror. Are you focused on what's negative that's holding you back from more success? If so, reach out to somebody. Find a group of people, or start a group of people that could potentially help you stay more positive so that you can be a better handler. There's no such thing as the best handler. I don't agree with that, because we're all screwing up day to day. As life goes on, we're met with new challenges and new problems, and we've got to learn how to deal with that. So you're never the best. You're just always learning. It's a never-ending cycle of just learning. Back-to-back learning. Yeah, you might be really good and you might set apart from your training group or whatnot, but there's always stuff to learn. There's always room for improvement. No matter how long you've been in the game, it doesn't matter. Science is always changing. We're always learning something new. So in that learning process, that's what I mean. We've got to find ways to not be so negative. So hope that helps, and I hope that gives you something to think about. And until next time, stay safe, watch your six, and as always, Semper Fi.